know.
Did you watch me do that?
No, not at all.
Whoa! Talk about in sync.
Okay, are you taller than me?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Hello, people. I'm Kirsten. Welcome back to Smile for a Second. Today, I'm so excited. We have a very special guest. No, is not my adorable hat. It is my adorable mom.
How you doing?
This is Paula, everyone. For this week's video, I really thought that it would be interesting to showcase another aspect of having a disability, which is how that disability can affect the people in your life that have to raise you and have a lot of influence over the decisions that are made about you and what you do. Quick disclaimer, we are in Alaska. The mosquitoes are crazy and we're outside right now in this little patch of woods that we really like to visit when walking, but we might have to switch to the indoors if the bugs get nuts.
Or walk really fast.
Or walk fast. They kind of chase you though.
They do.
Like dive bomb your head. So awesome. First, thank you so much for doing this. I know it's a little,
no problem.
it's a little weird, huh?
No problem. Glad to be here.
So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, I was diagnosed with optic nerve hypoplasia, but how did you find out that you needed to bring me to a doctor, and what was your reaction?
So, you were born in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And we had gone outside with you in your carrier to take you to your, I believe it was your 2-week visit. And I noticed, South Carolina, sun's blaring, and I noticed that you didn't even squint.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Weird.
What in the heck is happening? And so at that point, we decided to move back to Ohio to get you care at Cleveland Clinic. And that's what I did.
You'd never been around blind people in your life before, and
No.
I don't think anyone else in our family has disabilities, right?
No.
When you learned that O&H doesn't have a surgery option, especially at that
Correct.
time, 30 years ago, what did you do?
You were referred to an endocrinologist to make sure that there was nothing else going on and no other involvement because of the proximity to the pituitary gland and the optic nerve. So we took you to an endocrinologist, and that was okay. So that was good. So initially, a lot of crying, a lot of blaming, a lot of internal. Did I eat properly? I went to the doctor. I took my vitamins. Doctors at Cleveland Clinic were very, very knowledgeable and supportive, and they reassured me that it was nothing that I did.
It's in my ear. Oh, there's a mosquito in my ear.
That could cause optic nerve hypoplasia. So that made me feel better.
How did you teach me how to count and learn my shapes and learn the basic alphabet and all those things that, like, you want to generally match a visual representation with the concept so kids learn? So what did you do?
So one of my worst fears is that you would go into kindergarten behind. I also had a slight hope that you would somehow see when you were younger. So I wanted to make sure that you knew everything that you needed to know in case that happened. So I went to the store and I bought an activity book, and I looked at how you would teach a normal preschooler. I made my own activity book, so I went and I bought yarn and construction paper and puffy paint. I traced letters. I did a whole book of the alphabet. And so
and shapes. I remember the shapes.
And Kirsten would take her finger and she would learn and trace on the glue, puffy paint, the letters, and she would learn numbers and shapes. And I taught her lines, horizontal and vertical and diagonal. Also, we would learn everything to a song, because you heard everything, literally everything. By the time she was 1.5 years, she was counting to 150 in the grocery store, and people would just turn and look and say, how old is she? And I'd say, oh, about 18 months or so. And they would say, and she's counting? I said, oh yeah, she loves her counting.
That's so cool. I definitely want to take that and use it for my own kids. I want them to be counting and singing and reciting stuff. They're going to know all the state capitals by the time they're 3. or
Yeah.
something like that. I
Yeah.
think we need to go inside now.
That's true.
Oh,
Why? Can we walk?
sure, but
Let's walk.
these things are in my ears and in my
Okay.
face and in my eyes. They're in my good eye.
We're going to walk then.
I have a bad eye. I don't really care about that eye, but they're in my good eye. Also, they'll bite my face. And my next question actually is sort of a deep one, I guess, because you got some advice from the school officials that said you can either send her to a boarding school Monday through Friday for blind and deaf students to be educated, or you can send her to public school, but they have no resources, and she'll be closer to home, but she'll fall behind. What were your thoughts?
We decided to send you to the South Carolina School for the Blind.
Yeah.
We had moved back down to South Carolina, and you went to that school for a little while, and we decided on that because we thought it was going to be the best way to assure you were going to get a good education and you were going to be taught properly and you were going to have the best shot at learning. I did not like the fact that you were 5 in a boarding school for the week. That made me very nervous, and I was very, also made me kind of anxious.
It was definitely a scary thing, but I will say, I mean, I learned a lot of my Braille back then. I started reading more complex books like the Nancy Drew books and read those in my dorm and stuff. And, you know, I learned a lot. It was hard, but I learned. And I feel like that's the theme for a lot of what we're going to talk about. It's really hard, but you learn and then it's helpful. So,
Yeah, I agree. Let's walk.
Okay. And I wanted to ask about giving me chores around the home like you would with a normal kid. Empty the dishwasher, vacuum, do the laundry, things like that. Were you resistant to doing that with me? And I say that because I know a lot of parents of blind people who don't even let their kids use the toaster or cook pasta or do anything that could be remotely dangerous. So what were your thoughts on that?
As every other respectable parent, I will just say, let me take my glasses down for a minute.
Is this your FBI moment?
It was time to learn to clean.
Hey, I wasn't messy.
No, but you weren't going to grow up to be a disgusting slob.
Oh.
And I wanted you to learn that
Mom has really...
everything has consequences, to include wanting to eat. You want to eat, you have to clean up. So I taught her how to clean.
You will not be a disgusting slob.
I'm sorry, but that is life. You are not going to be a slob. So
I feel
you're
like-
not a slob, are you?
No.
No, and neither are your brother and sister.
So
You're welcome. I realized that she was predominantly right-handed. So when she
Still
learned, when she learned how to clean, she would also use her left hand to feel for the area, and then she would, you know, wipe the area down with her right hand. And then she also learned how to vacuum. She learned that at a very young age when she
I was obsessed
given
with
a
vacuuming.
toy vacuum.
I thought it was so much fun.
Ulterior motives, us moms. With you, it was a lot of verbal instruction as well. I had to say, in the living room in the back left corner, which, by the way, let me just say, if you are raising a blind child, you should definitely not have a lot of furniture and have furniture in the middle of the room. That is just an accident waiting to happen. I pushed, I don't think we had a coffee table for the longest time.
And don't leave cups everywhere. Make sure people in the house understand where to put things.
And push in drawers and close cabinet doors.
Yep. And chairs
That's
at the table.
actually a big pet peeve of mine now. I actually push in chairs and doors and cabinets everywhere
Yeah.
I go. I just do that now. I'm like, what? Can you close the door? Can you close that drawer that you opened and took something out of and now it's open? Because that's another accident waiting to happen.
And actually, one of the things that my fiance Joe talked about in our video, which I'll link up here, on dating a blind person, was getting used to having to be very precise in what you do and making sure that doors are not open partially. They're either open or they're closed. Well, I'll actually say I've always been sort of a daredevil. I would run everywhere even though I couldn't see, and I would climb on stuff and want to go faster and higher all the time. And so when I got older, I wanted to do more activities. Like I tried track for a while. I wish I had footage to insert. It was terrible. And track is hard when you're told to go faster, but you can't see. I would say, Mom, I want to do this and this and this, and I'm really excited, and I want to do marching band and take 18 classes and all this stuff. But then the teachers would say, well, you need to not do that because they think they know what's best for the child based on what they've seen for all children, I feel. And so there was that weird balance. So how did you navigate the school system telling you one thing, which was a very restricted view, I think, and then there was me that was like, balls to the wall, let's go, I want to do it. You know, how did you figure that out?
I decided that I was your advocate, not just your mom, but I was also fighting for you because you had to be given the fair treatment and the rights and the opportunities to do anything that you wanted to do that was available to all the other children. And so I had to, so to speak, pick my battles with that one.
Yeah.
So when you said you wanted to do marching band, which was high school, you had already been taking flute lessons all through grade school.
And I memorized all my music. Like, I put in so much work into flute, and then I wanted to do band, and they told me no.
And so I told them yes. And I said, you know, you have to meet me halfway because I have a child that is, first of all, brilliant, and second of all, very talented with music and in the flute, and she wants to be in marching band. And so I'm going to make sure that she has everything she needs to be in marching band, and you are going to find a way to teach her to be in marching band. Not only did Kirsten have challenges learning in school because, of course, she had to learn Braille. You were taught a different way of learning by different teachers. You had an aide.
Dude, in grade school, I learned how to do math on an abacus. I didn't have a math book in
And
Braille
guess who didn't know that?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she would have had a math book.
But I thought that she did know. So some of that is a lot of communication. So make sure you're communicating with your kid too, because sometimes you're like ships passing in the night. I went to college. I ultimately chose a school that was not the right choice for me. And I actually have a video on this, which I'll link up here in the cards too, that talks about how to search for a college if you have a disability. So I encourage you to go watch that if that applies to you. But I went to college, studied abroad in Argentina, went skydiving. I'll also link that video here for you. And
she told me afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't tell her I was going.
Probably a good choice.
But all that to say, I did a lot of things that I considered to be what I wanted to do. I wanted to be independent. But the hardest choice I made was moving to DC. I wanted to be a lawyer. I knew I wanted to work for the government. But I got there and I had a panic attack. And I'm going to make a video for you guys on things that I wish I knew before moving away blind, or something like that that has a much more eloquent title. But I was tripping. So what were your thoughts? Did you ever think I'm going to take control and not let her go? You know,
let me just say, everything that you need to know to get into a law school, this kid knew before she even walked into high school. So I knew what I was faced with. There isn't really telling her, no, you're not going to go to college. No, that wasn't a choice. The counselors advised that she should probably go to a small town school with a small town feel, with little dorm houses and not a lot of, busyness going on. And that would be the safest for her. Well, false. All of the resources that blind people need, as far as getting around, you need metro buses, walkable streets and sidewalks, and
stores.
Oh my gosh, stores, places to eat.
Yep. Doctor's offices.
Different doctor's offices.
All that stuff.
The pharmacy.
Yeah.
Everything. Instead, she ended up at a small town school where the nearest store was off campus, and maybe there was a Walmart in the area, and it was a bad
30-minute
bad decision.
Yeah.
So then she told me she was going to graduate school to DC. We packed her up put her in the car, drove her to DC, went to Walmart to get a couple of items like food. Let's just say there was a wake up call because every box of spaghetti that was put into the cart, this one had a little nervous breakdown like, oh my God, that's $2 more.
I started
$2
to,
more.
yeah, I had no money. I didn't know where I was. I was just about to start law school, which is an entirely bizarrely new experience in itself. And I had nobody living with me, and I was blind, so I had no vision. Yeah, looking back on it, that's a lot, but
It was a lot. And when we left after you had cried a lot.
oh,
And
get off my face! Oh
it's
no!
just a fly. It's just a fly.
Oh, they bite me. They bite my face.
Got it.
My mom practices martial arts against the mosquitoes in Alaska. Okay.
All right. I don't take martial arts, clearly. Although I should.
You're learning now.
Maybe I should try.
With these bugs.
Yeah.
Mom, you should.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so much fun. We'll chat offline about jujitsu and judo.
Offline. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to learn how to throw people? Don't you want to throw some people?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude, when you have a bad day at work and you can go to practice and just throw someone, it feels amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so DC.
Anyway, so we dropped her off and left, and she was crying. I felt miserable. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's actually going through this. But it's everything that she ever wanted, like I said, since she was
Really young.
4th grade.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, listen, this is what you've always wanted. You're here. You made it. You did it. Now live it.
Yeah.
And I told her, I just made sure that she knew that there was not one. I made sure that she knew that it didn't matter if she wanted me to come back.
Oh, don't cry. Okay. I'll tell you. She said, I can come back tomorrow. I can come back next month. I can bring a truck whenever. You just need to keep in mind that this is your choice. But you have me as a resource, and just don't forget that. And that was super helpful to me. But I will say that I told myself that I had to go through with it because I knew at the end of the day, this is what I'd worked for so much and gone through so much to get to. And I knew that if I didn't try it, I would hate myself. I ultimately ended up killing it in law school. I got really good grades. I had a good time. And I felt like somebody threw me into a pool of ice cubes.
I gave her every option that she needed so that she could feel good about herself and decide to do something
on my
else.
own. Yeah.
But it was ultimately her decision.
So I just have one last question for you, which is, I want to know what you would say to yourself when I was in school, or what you would say to parents now that are raising a child with a disability that you wish you would have known then, that you know now, and you would have been like, oh, well, this is easy. I would have done this.
Don't be afraid to stand up for your child, because that child deserves every right and funds that is available to every other child in the public school system. Or if you pay for private schools, you're going to pay for a private teacher. Your child can do anything they set their mind to.
Yeah.
Do some research on your own and with your child, especially as your child gets older, to learn more about the programs at different schools. Don't think that, my child can't navigate a city. Well, yeah, they can, and they will have to when they
Are alone.
go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be alone.
Yep.
They have to learn to use their cane, or whether they get a dog, and they have to navigate around the city. They're gonna have to learn how to cross a street. They're gonna have to learn how to go swimming, how to go to the library,
Yeah.
how to go to the movies, how to
All that
go
stuff.
anywhere by themselves or with other people. And just like you want to socialize toddlers, you have to socialize your child as well. Don't make your child more different than they already are. What am I saying?
She has another point to tell you guys, but we have another off-screen moment for her while she gathers herself.
Hey. Oh, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But you're bringing back some feels for me. Oh, it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be tired. But you are your child's cheering squad.
Yeah.
And you are the only person that is going to be able to advocate for your child, and it will work. And don't take no for an answer, because it's
Yeah.
unacceptable. If any other child can do it, so can yours.
And one thing I would just add to that for any children watching this, or if you're a parent watching this, go get your kid and have them listen to me. Because I get it. And parents, you need to understand that your kid with a disability is going through so much. You don't even know how hard it is to be. Dude, you get made fun of if you have acne or if you get your clothes from a cheap place. If you have a disability, it's just a whole nother level. And so I had an aide sometimes that was an adult that would read to me. So no one wanted to hang out with me because I had an adult with me. I had to take my brailler to math class. I used a cane. I had huge braille books. Everything about me was different than other kids. So I already had all this attention on me and I didn't want any more. When things would happen to me, like I'd get bullied or a teacher would be mean to me or not help me learn, I didn't want to tell my mom because I just thought, well, I'm already going through the bad thing. I don't want to go relive it to try to punish someone, because what if it doesn't work, or what if I get more problems afterward? Just don't do that, because I now know as an adult that what happened when I didn't address those things is that I had a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety. I didn't know what that was at the time. I just thought I was an angry girl, but that's not actually the case. And I think being able to address problems is a much larger sign of strength than keeping it inside, because when you address the issue, you have to articulate what the problem is, what your needs are, how to fix it, and then sort of work with a team. You have to be a team with your kid, or it's not going to work. That trust dynamic is two ways. So I just wanted to add that in. And I really appreciate you coming to this. I know it was weird. Sorry I made you cry.
Whatever. No, you're not. You're probably like, hey, get her on camera.
No, I don't want to make you cry.
Oh, we're hightailing it back to the house because the mosquitoes are chasing us.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere, you guys. This is nuts. Anyway, Mom,
Yeah.
do you want to close out the video?
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Let me see. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want, I think you should share this video with your friends. Get the message out, you know? People need to know. Education and knowledge is power. Like this video, hit that subscribe button.
Definitely hit the subscribe button, guys.
Yeah.
It really helps my channel, and it tells YouTube that my content is beneficial and should be spread to others. Let me know in the comments, as always, if there's something in the video that you want more information on, or you think that we could build out into a different video. But we really appreciate you guys being here today. Please don't forget to take time to smile for a second, and we will see you in the next video. Ciao!
Bye, everybody.
Hi. Did you miss us? Hi. Hi. We went for a walk without you. Yeah. How dare us leave you, huh? Hi. Oh, now you guys want to play? Come on. Oh, come here. Hi, baby. Oh, I got this big red ball that you love. Oh,